Hello everyone, I'm the Mighty Blues, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Super Smash Brothers! I can't say it as good as the announcer, but I'm so excited to be doing this Let's Play. This is a game that, well, let me just put it this way. For those of you who have watched my, my Twitch streams in the past few years, you may know that I technically already did a quote-unquote Let's Play of this series. I actually did a full playthrough of Smash 64 on Twitch back in 2019, and I even made a bonus video for this series covering everything that I wanted to cover in the game. But I realized that doing the Let's Plays in the format that I usually like to don't necessarily work on Twitch. So when I decided to bring my Let's Plays back to YouTube, funny enough in 2019, Smash Brothers was on the top of my list. I am someone who is a die-hard fan of Super Smash Brothers. It's basically the franchise that got me into fighting games as a whole. And while I definitely am one of those people who likes to acknowledge the beauty that is Melee as well as Project M, I have fun memories with every single Smash game. I am one of those people who doesn't necessarily say Melee is the best and everything else is trash. No, every Smash game has its merits. Every Smash game has a reason as to why you should play them. And so, I decided it's probably good to start off with the original Super Smash Brothers. As, yeah, I actually grew up playing the original Super Smash Brothers. I've mentioned in the past, in Let's Plays, that I grew up around the GameCube era, so I should have grown up with Smash Brothers Melee, and then when the Wii came out, move over to Brawl. Not so. I grew up with an N64, all the way up until the Wii's release. I actually never owned an N64 copy of Smash 64. I actually owned this game on the Wii Virtual Console. Basically, I grew up with not a single idea as to what Super Smash Brothers was until I was around like 9 or 10 years old when I went to a friend's birthday party and they had Smash Brothers Brawl and I had no idea what the game was. All I knew was you could play as the Pokemon trainer and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And it wasn't until I learned about the Wii Shop channel when I got my Wii and I learned about the original Smash Brothers, and I decided to play it. Now, the reason why I picked the original Smash Brothers on the Wii Virtual Console and not Smash Brothers Brawl was because my parents wouldn't allow me to play Brawl because it was T for teen. But I could play Smash 64 because he was E for everyone. My parents were weird. They were crazy about the ESRB, and I remember just telling them, Mom, it has Mario and Pikachu on the cover. I don't think it matters. And they're like, nope, it's T for teen. You're not 13. You're not allowed to play this game. So then I was like, oh, look, Smash 64 is rated E for everyone. And they're like, fine, I guess you can play that one. So I literally played Smash 64 exclusively until I was 13. I bought a copy of Brawl, and history, you know, went from there. So anyways, let's start off with this LP, shall we? So we have a number of modes. We have one player game. We're going to be focusing mostly on that. We also have versus mode. That's Smash Brothers staple. We also have the options. We can go from stereo to mono. We can adjust our screen. We can also do some other things. We can back up as well as delete all of our save data. You can delete things individually, so you can delete the newcomers, high scores, bonus stages, or you can delete all the data. And then we also have data. We have the character portraits, which goes over every single character. I think what I'm going to do is, whenever we focus on a specific character, we'll read their portrait before we actually play as them. We also have versus records. This is records of every single character and match that you've ever done on this cartridge. It shows you the win percentage, average damage dealt per character. This is things that Smash is kind of just known for, just keeping track of those little stats if you're really interested, but I'm not really one who is. So anyways, let's start off by going over some of the one-player games. So we have one-player game, we also have training mode, which we're kind of going to talk about training mode for a little bit because I really want to go into the differences between Smash 64 and the other Smash Brothers games. So as you can tell, we have a very small roster. We have 12 characters, 8 to start off with and 4 unlockables. When you select your character, assuming you're playing with the original Nintendo 64 in mind, the C buttons are actually how you select your skins. Each character has 4 skins. They are references to other characters, so obviously Mario has his blue and red, which was kind of his old school color scheme. Not really all that interesting. Yellow and purple, which is a reference to Wario. And I don't fully know what this one's a reference to. I want to say it's a reference to maybe like Mario Bros. 1, but I could be wrong on that. We also have a number of stages. We have 8 stages in total with 1 unlockable stage. We have the Peach's Castle from Mario, Donkey Kongo Jungle from Donkey Kong, Hyrule Castle from Zelda, Planet Zebes, so on and so forth. We'll be talking about the stages as we talk about the characters. As Smash Brothers, if you can't tell, is... Wait, why did I select my brown skin? I thought I selected the blue one. Whatever, it's fine. Smash Brothers is a fighting game. It's a 2-dimensional fighting game that focuses on just standard attacks and knocking your opponent off the stage. As you can tell, I took damage there. When you take damage, you rack up percentage. The higher your percentage is, the easier it is for you to get knocked off the stage. Because the higher your percentage, the more knockback you have. So, you want to make sure your damage stays as little as possible while dealing as much damage to your opponent as possible. Now, because Smash Brothers is it's a 2-button fighting game, because N64, even though it had a lot of buttons, it focused on 2 standard buttons, A and B. So the way that it works is the A button is your standard attacks. So if I press A, it does a punch. These are known as jabs. You can do jabs 3 times, but some characters will have different types of jabs. We'll get to that when we get to different characters. But the standard is 3 jabs. Additionally, you can actually point your controller, the analog stick, in a certain direction in order to do different types of standard attacks. So for example, if I hit down, I'll go into a crouching state, press A, that's a down. That's a downwards attack. These are really known as you can tell, I hit forward there. Those are known as tilts. These are not necessarily jabs, but these are just standard attacks in various directions. So down tilt, forward tilt, up tilt. As you saw right there, if I tap the analog stick forward in a quick motion, I'll do a dash. If I attack while in a dash, I do a dash attack, so on and so forth. Also, if you jump, which in Smash Brothers 64, Smash Brothers is kind of tries to do the same thing that every other fighting game tries to do, where you can tap up in order to jump. I don't like doing that. I've known people who have just done that forever. Smash 64 forces you to do that. Every other Smash game allows you to press a button to jump. 64 technically lets you, if you tap up on the C-stick, or C-stick, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that a lot. I'm technically playing this with a GameCube controller. Don't hate me. I'm technically playing this with a GameCube controller. If you press up on this, or the C up button, that allows you to jump. But you can also tap up on the analog stick. Or if you're a cheater like me and you're playing with the GameCube controller, X or Y also work. For those of you playing this on the Wii Virtual Console, which I should preface, this game has only been re-released on the Wii Virtual Console, which is no longer available. It is not on the Wii U. This game actually supported GameCube controllers, which it naturally mapped X and Y to jump. So it's very much, if you're used to other Smash games, and you don't want to get used to playing it with an N64 controller, play the Virtual Console release. That is the most... It natively reprograms the GameCube controller to work in various ways. So the next thing that I want to talk about is jumping with attacks. Because when you jump, you have various attacks. So if you jump and just hit A, that is your neutral air. In competitive terms, it's going to be known as a Nair. I'm going to go a little bit into detail with competitive terms. As someone who has played Smash Brothers semi-competitively in previous years, mostly Melee and PM, I have not played too much of Smash 64 competitively, so if there are some competitive terms that I don't know of in this game, I apologize. Please correct me in the comments. I would love to learn more about the competitive side of 64 because it's interesting. It's very interesting. So we have our Nair. Additionally, if you hold forward and then press the attack button while in midair, you'll do a forward air, fair. Same thing with backwards. That's a back air, bear. Up air, and down air, dare. Additionally, if we press the B button, we actually have specials. This is how specials work in Smash Brothers. Normally, in specials in other fighting games, you'd have to do like some sort of input, like maybe a quarter circle or a half circle or a dragon punch, stuff like that. But in Smash Brothers, you just press a button. Every character has the same inputs for their specials, but they are different per character. So for example, neutral special, which is just by pressing the B button, Mario shoots a fireball. But if you press up and B, he does a giant jump. This is known as a recovery. Essentially, this is a third jump because every character has a double jump. Some characters' jumps are different, but again, we'll get into that when a character is shown. So technically, you have a jump, a double jump, and then recovery for your third jump. You can also use your recovery as an attack. So for Mario, it's a multi-hit move that spawns coins when the opponent is hit. Coins actually don't do anything. It's purely just a cosmetic thing. Additionally, down and B does a down special. Mario's down special is the tornado spin, and the thing that's interesting about this attack is if you actually mash the button, the B button, he'll actually gain altitude. It's a multi-hit move, obviously, and you technically want to leave it more towards the ground because it deals more damage. And as you can tell, you can actually combo attacks into one another, just like other fighting games. So essentially, as you can tell, trying to build up percentage so that Donkey Kong gets knocked off stage, so he loses stock. When you lose a stock, you come back and you revert down to 0%. Now, one thing I do want to mention about Smash 64 in particular is you may have noticed that I lacked the ability to talk about a side special. There are no side specials in Smash 64. Other Smash games implemented a side special. So, for example, for Mario, that was actually his cape. Characters' movesets have changed over the years, and Mario got his side special, that being the cape, which works as a reflector. That doesn't exist in this game. It doesn't exist at all. The other thing that I want to talk about is shielding. So shielding, which is by pressing the R button specifically, as well as the L button, basically shoulder buttons. You press the shoulder buttons in order to shield. Your shield is essentially your protector. You will not take damage if your shield is up, but as you can tell, the longer you hold it out, the more it shrinks. And if your shield completely disappears, your shield will break and you will be stunned. Now, the thing with the shield is it works a little bit differently compared to other Smash Brothers games. Some people may know in Smash Brothers Melee, there was technically two types of shields. There was just your standard shield, and then there was a secondary shield that would work by if you just slightly tapped the shoulder button. That doesn't exist because the GameCube controller has analog triggers. The N64 controller did not. So this game, even though you can play it with the GameCube controller, you do not get two shields. It is just one. But if you press A while in a shield, you will actually grab. You have multiple different types of grabs. You have a forward grab, a back grab, and I believe that's it in Smash. Smash 64. Other titles introduced down grabs and or down throws and up throws. This game has two: forward throw and back throw. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the Z button. The Z button just does a standing grab. So rather than having to shield and then press A, you can just Z grab. I can also say that because the N64 controller technically had a Z button. Last thing that I want to talk about pertaining to the moveset is actually the smash attacks. Smash attacks work very differently in Smash 64 compared to other games. Smash attacks are where you very quickly tap a direction and press A. these are some of your most powerful attacks. You're essentially going to want to take people's stocks using these attacks. I mean, let's look at Mario's F smash, or forward smash. That did 17% on its own. These are good attacks. The reason why I say they are different compared to other Smash games, you cannot charge them. In other Smash games, you had the ability to charge Smash attacks. This game, you cannot. You just throw them out. But, just like other Smash games, you have an up smash, an F smash, and a down smash. And that's about it in terms of moves. I really don't have anything else that I want to talk about. That's essentially it. So, let's just rack some damage up on DK and see what we can do. I'm gonna be honest, Mario's not really a character that I know all too well. Oh, also, that right there. As you can see, when I got knocked to the ground, let's actually change my CPU to attack. Oh wait, I didn't mean to exit. Well, that allows me to change my skin. Cool. Let's set our opponent to attack, because I want to show some things. So when our opponent actually hits us, we're gonna get knocked down. If you press the shoulder buttons right before you land on the ground, you'll actually do what is known as a tech. It's a get-up attack. But, as you can see, if you don't, you'll just land on the ground. When you're on the ground, you actually have get-up attacks. You are briefly invincible when you do a get-up attack. You can also roll to get up. You are also briefly invincible when you roll. So there's many ways you can get up. And I think that's about it. There's really not much else that I want to talk about in terms of the moveset. Mostly just wanted to talk about the first episode discussing moves. Because again, Smash 64 is very different to a lot of Smash games. There's a lot of people who don't necessarily feel like it's important to come back to this game because of how primitive it is. Which, trust me, it is. This is a very primitive Smash Brothers because it was the first one. With that being said, I do also want to state one last thing before I end off this video. Smash 64 is a very floaty game. Oh yeah, also you can taunt. Thank you, Donkey Kong. If you press the D-pad, you can taunt. Unlike other Smash games, there are only one taunt per character. In other Smash games, I think there were 3 taunts per character. In 64, it's just 1. So Mario grows bigger. Now, the last thing that I want to mention about Smash 64 is, again, this game's floaty. It is very floaty. So, if you're someone who's used to the more grounded, fast-paced Smash games like Melee or Ultimate, that's not this game. Basically, every character's about as floaty as Jigglypuff. Spoilers on who might be a potential hidden character in this game. Anyways, that's about it. Thank you all so much for watching. Next episode, we will actually be going into some of the single-player content, and we will be starting off with our main man, Morrow. Marion Mosby. So, I'll see you all then. Goodbye!